banning top 10 pick protections in trades. Why is that?
We saw Dallas absorb a big fine a couple years ago, but then they drafted Derek Lively, and it truly worked out for them. So if you're going to avoid that, maybe it's better to change the trade rules to avoid those kinds of incentives. But Dallas really, I think if they could do that over again and absorb the fine, they would want it to be double the amount, the way that Derek Lively looked and the way that he played.
Well said. I totally agree. And the starting group for the Spurs. In the backcourt, it's the veteran Paul paired with Castle. Harrison Barnes is out there with Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie in at the 3. Irving attacking. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Knifing through the defense like warm butter on a biscuit. Irving knows how to get to the rim.
Paul passes to Wembanyama. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Wembanyama, a screen on Irving. Castle misses. Left side, Irving. A three-pointer, no good. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Hey, Shams, I know you're connected throughout the NBA into a lot of front offices, but have you ever thought about maybe shifting gears a little bit and working for a team?
There is always intrigue into something like that, Kevin, but I've seen how tough the environment can be, and honestly, it is really much more fun to be talking to you on this side of the media world and the media equation of the NBA. But listen, there's always intrigue with the front office.
And a lot of opportunities. I know you're looking at it, but thank you for your honesty in that.
You know, one of the things I like about watching Doncic is the pace he plays at. You're not going to speed him up. He plays at his pace, the pace he dictates.
Here's Wembanyama. Last game he had 28 points. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Wembanyama. Call outside. 6 on the shot clock. Wembanyama against Gafford. Wembanyama, no good.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Here's Irving. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Irving's got his second basket of the night. Well, we've talked about expansion. That has been floated around. We know that teams would have to realign. Shams, any ideas on which teams might have to shift with expansion in the East or West?
Certainly most of the potential expansion cities, the high-level ones, have been noted as teams in the West. Maybe you have a team out east that is in the West moving into the Eastern Conference. But the league could obviously surprise everyone with a different solution, maybe having one expansion team be an Eastern Conference team, one being a West. There's several options that Adam Silver and the NBA have.
I would think New Orleans would be one of those teams, right? Just where they are geographically. Memphis, those two teams are in the West, and I could see them maybe going east. Possible?
Certainly Minnesota and Memphis. Those are two teams that, to me, have an Eastern Conference feel.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Paul passes to Wembanyama for 3. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, Jason Kidd and I talked a few minutes ago. Now, Coach had nothing but respect when it came to Chris Paul. He said every aspiring young point guard should study CP3. He's an ideal floor general, a fierce competitor, and he always seems to make the right play. It's going to take a team effort defensively to slow down his impact. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Hey, Shams, I know you cover the league like no one else, but I've seen your jump shot. You have a sweet J. You must have played organized ball, I'm assuming.
I played a little bit in high school, Kevin, but once I got cut in high school, that's when I knew my career path would have to trend into what I'm doing now, into writing and covering the NBA, but listen, I have a lot of confidence in my jump shot, watching the players like Steph Curry shoot the basketball. I'm not trying to give any comparisons, but I do love to shoot the ball. That is the one thing I know I can do decently on.
I know. I love your answer.
Not much else, but I can shoot.
Drills the three-pointer. Paul's got 5 points so far.
Really aggressive play that time by Paul at the arc, letting the other team know he's also got that kind of range.
Here's Irving. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Spurs trail by 3. Here's Castle. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
A different look for Dallas. Derek Lively, he's checked in for Daniel Gafford. Marshall comes in for Klay Thompson. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. In the corner, Collins with it. Pass to Paul. Back to Johnson. Clock at 6. Baseline try. And it's off the back rim. No good. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Dinwiddie, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Hey, props to Dinwiddie there. I mean, Spencer, the closer he gets to the rim, the more dangerous he is.
1:05 left to play here in the first. Paul looking around. Pass to Collins. Here's Vassell, and that one is hammered home.
And 1 step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And it's in there.
Luke, a combination of finesse and bully ball in there that time.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now, Vassell. He had 15 points last outing. Johnson, wide open, he fires. Here's Collins. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Washington kicks to Marshall. Dallas moving it around. Near the three-point line, it's Doncic. And that one goes long.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Pass to Vassell. Jacks up a 3. And that does it for the first quarter. The Mavericks on top, up by 4. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Everything working for them inside so far, guys. Tons of high-quality shots that they're knocking down inside.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
We've got Spencer Dinwiddie. Derek Lively is out there with Maxi Kleber. Then there's Irving. And it's Marshall in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Well, the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting Shams what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes and less of a chance of super teams and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, or all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax. It's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least one or two teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly, the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
It is just fascinating. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. The Mavericks at last season's trade deadline added length by acquiring Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington. Coach Jason Kidd says they help on both ends. Gafford has the ability to roll, he has great hands. P.J. can put the ball on the floor and guard 1 through 5. And then defensively, they both bring physicality. Kevin?
David, there is an argument to be made. That was one of the best trades at mid-season this league has seen in a very long time. Mavericks making a switch here. Grimes is checked in. Here's Irving. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries. Hey, Shams, no one is keyed on the league like you. Is there an under-the-radar trend that you're seeing around the NBA, or the next thing that you're anticipating may happen with the way the league will sway one way or the other?
Talking to executives around the league, it's clear that length has been very important, but having players that do multiple things and are versatile, that is of the utmost importance right now. We saw what happened with the Celtics winning a championship this year. I think that certainly is going to have an impact on how teams are going to build moving forward. Like the Celtics, you want to have players, 3 to 5 players that are playing heavy minutes for you, that are doing everything out there on the floor, not just one particular move.
Here's the sound. Spencer Dinwiddie picking up that last basket. Shoots. Another one falls for San Antonio.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Spurs trail by 3. Johnson, that's for 2. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Here's Irving. Drops in the layup for 2. Irving's got 10 points in the quarter.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Derek Lively. Washington comes in for Maxi Kleber. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Kyrie Irving. And Doncic is subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And Shams, we know you are so connected and on top of so many great stories and players and trends in the NBA. I have to ask, what is your... It's like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. What is your screen time like? You've got to be in front of that computer and clearly in front of your phone every minute, or at least most every minute of every hour of every day.
It's not as high as it needs to be, Kevin, I'll tell you that much. And thankfully, it's not always like that, but certainly at the biggest times of the year, free agency, draft, trade deadline, it is certainly up there, almost in the 19 to 20 range. Kevin, what's your screen time? I feel like you might have a high screen time. You want to be plugged in, I know it.
I take 2 months off in the summer, but for those 10 months, it's 7 days a week, a lot like you. But I know how much happens in the offseason. That's my interest in sitting next to you here courtside tonight, is that you're watching this game, but your mind is always thinking about this and that, and it never ends. Like, you must not get much sleep. You cannot get much sleep, right? My goodness.
We do get sleep, but your off-season is my season, Kevin, and I want to make sure as we get this season going, I'm able to inform you.
And you always do. You always do. And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Always so much fun to have Shams join us. No one with a better pulse on the NBA.
Man, Shams is always the first guy to know about the big moves around the NBA. Love hearing what he has to say.
Can't allow Barnes that kind of good position in the post, because once he has it, it's dinner time.
Here's Doncic. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Castle. His last outing, we saw him 4 in 22. The game now all-time. Barnes has got 5 now.
Barnes, one of the best catch-and-shoot guys around. Awesome at filling out the defense and then taking advantage of what's available.
And Thompson gets it to go.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
26 seconds left in the first half. Doncic against Paul. There's 14 seconds left now here in the second. To the middle from 7. It's rebounded by Doncic. Here's Grimes. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Nothing like knocking down that last possession of a quarter to give you a little feel-good momentum.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball.
Hello and welcome, and what a first half for Cool Hand Luka Doncic.
It's been Luka time. Get him the ball, let him make a play for himself, for others on the glass. He does everything for them.
It certainly has been all about Cool Hand Luka tonight. And guys, let's take a moment to recognize the top performer for each squad thus far. And that's all for us.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. In the backcourt, it's the veteran Paul paired with Castle. Barnes out there with Wembanyama. And it's Champagnie in at the 3 slot. San Antonio trailing here. And Greg, at the time Kyrie joined Dallas, there were some questions around how he and Doncic would fit together.
Yeah, well, Dallas needed another ball handler who could score and make plays for others. Doncic couldn't do it all by himself, especially in the postseason. Now they're trying to build around those 2 guys.
Like his mid-range game, Barnes incredibly lethal from the mid-range. When he's got room to shoot, he doesn't hesitate.
From 13, Irving finds Doncic. A 3-ball. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Starting slow in this half, 0 for 3 so far.
Pass to Barnes. Back to Paul. For the lead. It's good. Paul's got the lead up to 2 now for the Spurs.
Paul's footwork is what makes him so dangerous and close.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. Irving misses.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Nice D from Doncic.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in the games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind. It's fun to watch.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
That one good for 2.
Nice work from Doncic, doing a good job finding a way to get it done inside.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Pass to Castle. Barnes outside. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Dallas has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. In transition, here come the Spurs. Shot by Champagnie, no good. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. And then Washington with the dunk.
Boy, we're going to see lots of those. Washington can really get up. Got a little main streak in him, too, which I like.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
And it's Paul missing.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Here's Irving. Pass to Gafford. Back to Irving. Now, here's Washington. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Count it. Now it's a 4-point Maverick lead.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Wembanyama outside. And here is Barnes. Pass to Champagnie. It's 3-pointers off the mark.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Mavericks have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And on the season, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
And, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Marshall is checked in for P.J. Washington. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving.
An emerging part of his game. Johnson's becoming a better playmaker.
Doncic outside. Doncic on the drive inside. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 3 assists in the game. San Antonio with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Collins a screen on Doncic. Paul passes to Collins. Now here's Vassell. On the wing, Johnson. Beyond the arc. A 3-pointer is right on target. Johnson's got 9.
A priority for Johnson continuing to work on his jumper, especially off the catch like there.
And this is what the schedule looks like for the Spurs. On Tuesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Thursday, they'll defend home court against the Utah Jazz.
And looking at that Jazz matchup, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Derek Lively, he's checked in for Dallas. Vassell against Doncic. From downtown, Johnson with the rebound.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Out to Thompson. Swiped it away. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Here's Vassell, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And you see the quickness out in transition. Vassell, so tough to stop.
Mavericks trail by 4. Thompson dishes to Marshall. Doncic outside. Will it go? Doncic converts inside.
Seems like he can't miss right now, guys. I mean, completely in the zone this quarter.
Vassell with it. There's the triple. He gets it up. And no good on the last second attempt this time. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Spurs lead by 2. We're back after this from American Airlines Center. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Washington and Lively hold down the post for him. Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Grimes in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. 4 on the shot clock. Johnson for 3. Dinwiddie with the rebound. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Irving. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Vassell. Now Collins. Now Johnson. Covered by Irving. The fader. Johnson can't get it to go. The Mavericks trailing. And here's Irving. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Hey, the skills of Kyrie are obvious, but what isn't so obvious is his underestimated strength.
Vassell outside. Pass to Johnson. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Drills it from outside. Mamu Kelishvili has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Dinwiddie outside. Dallas moving it around. Irving kicks to Dinwiddie. Trying to find Irving. He's got it now. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15-56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. A small glimpse into the potential of this young superstar.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Hardy comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Now here's Irving. Pass to Hardy. Irving surveying the floor. To the inside. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Relentless effort from Klay Thompson. He gets the foul and pushes right through for an and 1.
You know, Greg, with the combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all 5 guys have to work in unison, and often someone's going to make a mistake.
Back to Paul. Here's Castle. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 3 assists tonight.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Here's Irving. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Irving's got the game tied up here for Dallas.
Hey, you need a big night from one of your stars? I introduce you to Kyrie Irving. He is lethal and able.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Paul passes to Barnes. Here's Castle, covered by Irving. Pass to Vassell. From the top of the key. Here's Wembanyama. Mavericks with the rebound.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Paul. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Back to Paul. Here's Vassell. He takes it in. Count that one. 10 points for Devin Vassell.
Give him credit. Vassell has worked incredibly hard to become a guy that this team can count on to take big shots.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Doncic is checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Champagne's checked in. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Well, I was able to listen in on what Jason Kidd went over with his team. He asked his team to dig deep. He said, I know you're tired, but they're tired too. It's about who can give more than the other guy at this point. Show me what you can give. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And the wide open shot from Paul. No good with the triple.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
The three for Doncic. Doncic knocks in the three.
Get used to seeing this, folks. Doncic taking the moment head on and delivering.
Here's Wembanyama. And that one, good.
How about the rookie with the big shot? Wembanyama showing us he can meet those high expectations.
Now, here is Irving. Doncic finds Irving. Back to Doncic. Washington with it. Washington sets the pick for Irving. Rebounded by Victor Wembanyama. Spurs trail by 3. Here's Paul. Klay Thompson grabs the miss. Thompson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Now here's Irving. Guarded closer. It's good. Irving's got 9 points here in the second half. We've got 1:13 left in the 4th quarter. Paul outside. Wembanyama against Gafford. A shot by Wembanyama, no good. Here's Irving. Thompson outside. Pass to Washington. And here's Irving. Over Castle. Again, Irving missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Launches it. Mavericks with the rebound.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag. Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
San Antonio calls timeout. 30 seconds left in the game. What do you think we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
Well, they'll need a very quick basket out of this timeout.
Yeah, and even if they get it and then get a quick foul, I'm not sure there's enough time even under that scenario.
How do you like that? I mean, the rookie stepping up big time.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. 27 seconds left in the 4th. Spurs working the ball around now. Money!
You know, that CP3 has always got his head up. I mean, he's always eager to find the open guy.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And he ends up making the second, and that puts them up by 5. Here is Paul.
Can't waste any time here.
No, you need a quick bucket and then a quick foul.
Good! And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. good. Being both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
A deep three from Wembanyama. That three off the mark. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. They didn't make it easy. All right, DA, thanks again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.